Hey y'all, happy Saturday. It is the 11th of July. So Sophia and Miles and I had to go run one of the most ridiculous errands in the history of the world, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, while we were out doing that, I thought we were in the neighborhood of Patriotic Pretzels, or I believe that's the name of it, something like that. Anyway, it's in Kernersville. It's just this little place, they sell pretzels, a little pretzel store there. And we came upon it by accident. We've been a couple times, and anyway, they're wonderful pretzels. They got all kinds. It's really good. Anyway, we hadn't been there in a couple years. It's been at least a couple years. And so I was in that neck of the woods, and so I went and we went over there. I remember exactly where it was, and I handed Sophia and Miles' wallet. I said, go in there and get you a pretzel, because we really loved them when we had them. They said, do you want one? I said, no, I'll just share with y'all. I'll just have bites. They went in there, and they were gone for several minutes. I thought maybe there was a line. And when they came out, they could not believe it. The fella that worked in there, and as I understand it, now this might be wrong, I believe the company is actually his parents, but he and his siblings run it, and I don't know if they're college age, out of college now, something, but I believe that was the story that I heard about it. Anyway, really delightful young man when I was in there, and he remembered them. He saw them coming down the sidewalk and went and opened the door and welcomed them in and remembered them by name. You know, it's been at least a couple years. And they reminded him, yes, I'm Miles, I'm Sophia. And he said, oh my gracious, you all have grown a couple feet. Where are you? What are you doing now? And how is school? And what have you been doing this summer? And just invited them to come play volleyball in his summer volleyball league where he plays. And just what a delightful encounter. Really, just such a, and I think it speaks to when you are genuinely interested in other people. What a marvelous way to do business. And I can think of a lot of businesses that don't do that. They are more focused on the bottom line than they are in the actual people. I can think of employers that treat their employees that way. And rather than invest in the human being, they're worried about the data or whatever. It's just, it's so disappointing when things like that happen. And then you meet someone like this young man just at a little pretzel shop who remembered you by name, and they were absolutely delighted and thrilled and came out just blabbing and oohing and ahhing and couldn't wait to tear into their pretzels. And I forgot my fork and I got the dip, and here, try this one. And it's just, what a joyous experience. All because it wasn't about making the sale. It wasn't about this. It was about, ooh, here's a person, and I'm going to ask you about your life. What an extraordinary lesson. And what a marvelous way to go about business. Really, I think a lot of businesses would do well to take that into account. And sadly, they do not. But thank you, Patriot Pretzel people in Kernersville, North Carolina, for bringing a little bit of joy into our family adventure today and for making my children happy. I will remember that. And I'll be back again. You are loved. Have a wonderful Saturday, and see y'all later. Bye.